Just one of the many unforgettable movies and TV shows directed and produced by Garry Marshall. We talked about his passing earlier. Well, Garry sat down with Billy and me. This was back in 2012. He was here to promote his memoir, My Happy Days in Hollywood. We loved being around him so much. We did not want the interview to end. So in honor of his passing, we thought we would play just some of that conversation. Here it is.
What was it about Happy Days? It was the people, right? I mean, you write in your book that the cast got along great. Everybody, we love some Henry Winkler.
Well, a lot of them were very happy to be working in those days. They were all actors struggling, and they all got together, except Tom Bosley was a hit already. But it was a lot of newcomers, and they were very happy. Ron Howard, of course, was born on, I think, Vince Edwards' show or something, but he's always been in it. But all the other guys were new, so they were very happy to be working.
The Fonz, was he the one, Henry Winkler, who was most unlike his character? Because he's such a warm,
sweet,
loving,
nice
kind,
guy.
not so cool.
Doesn't go, ooh, hey, jumping, running. But he acted the Fonz. We auditioned a lot of people who were close to the Fonz, but he acted it the best. And, you know, at first he just said, who, and made guttural sounds. Easy to write, whoa and hey. But then they said, well, give him a little more to say, and he became, you know, big star of the show.
Occasionally touching.
You have to change. They say you're just genius, you make it up. You see what you got and you let it evolve. And Henry evolved into one of the best actors and remained a terrific human being.
At one point, they wanted to change the name of the show to The Fonz.
Yes, they do. They're pushy that way, those networks.
So pushy.
But I never had meetings in my office. We had a softball team. We always met in the dugout of the field. I remember we met in the dugout. I said, Ron, they want to change the name of the show. And I said, if they do that, I quit. He said, me too. And Henry said, me too. And it was solved. We were solved. We went
Batter up. What about Laverne and Shirley? How did it come about that you cast your sister?
My mother called a lot. No, it was my sister was very good. She was on The Odd Couple, and Jack Klugman helped her get started. And we just needed spin-offs was the name of the game in those days.
You're the master of the spin-off.
I was very good at that. It's like a party. If you go to a party and you just walk in, nobody knows you. But say if Billy Bush is there, Billy says, here's my friend over here. Everybody said, oh, so that's what we did. Fonzie put his arms around Laverne and Shirley. He said, watch this show. Hey, watch, it's coming up. They're good. That's all we need.
And the opposite of Laverne and Shirley, I mean, opposite happened on Laverne and Shirley that did on Happy Days. The cast did not get along so great. Lenny, Squiggy, who was the problem?
Oh, I forgot Lenny and Squiggy.
Who's the bad apple?
See, you remember them.
Yeah. Who's the and Carmine? Who could you forget Carmine?
The big ragu. These are a lot of guys from my neighborhood in the Bronx.
How could they not get along? They're all so fantastic.
No, they were not happy to. They were not so secure in what they did. In Happy Days, they were a little secure. Hello, I'm an actor. Laverne and Shirley were startled that it was a hit. Happy Days was happy. So it was my toughest show, and it was my sister. You can't...
and your father.
My father, everybody was on. My other sister, nobody knows my other sister, Ronnie Hallen. She cast everything for us, too. So it was a whole family thing. But Penny, the show would be done. I'd be finished writing. I'd go home. She'd come to my house, knock, knock. My wife would say, Penny's outside at the gate. She's climbing over if you don't let her in. Penny would come in and say, the second act isn't good, and we rewrite.
The Pretty Woman. I want to go right to the movie. Is it true that Julia Roberts had a big crush on Richard Gere while they were making this?
Well, you know, why I'm still working as a director is I don't butt in. You know, I just say come and have fun, and I do give free time. You know, if I was working this show, I'd let you guys go over there. You're married, whatever. You work it out and then come back. But they did get along very well because they were kind of new to it all. Julia wasn't sure what she was going to do with herself. Richard had some hits, and now was this. So really, they spent a lot of time, Richard showing her how to play the guitar. She was very firm about, I once say, we have a band. Richard Gere plays every instrument. I said, we have a band, Julia. She says, I play guitar. And Richard said, what kind? And she said, a red one. So we knew we were in trouble a little bit, so he taught her.
Do him all day long.
He's the greatest. He's the greatest.
He talks that scene, too, when they snapped the jewelry box down, was all ad-libbed, and, oh, I could have heard
But can I take a second to just say about Kit's legs?
I'm so sorry. No.
I want to call them Laverne and Shirley. Laverne and Shirley were out front.
Wait.